So the story I'm going to share, some people have already heard, but it was a request tonight from someone that I do it, and I'm going to do it because, again, some of you haven't heard it. And it's just a piece of what occurred for me. And the story is about when I was in the 4th grade. If any of you remember that. So when I was in the 4th grade, so this is what we're doing. We're just going to generate this. Okay? Because we didn't do this in the training. This is something I do at a guest event. Not everyone's been to one. So this over here is experience. So when I was in the 4th grade, I had been a successful student in school. I went to school. I loved school. I was a great reader. I saw myself as smart and capable. I was confident. I had all that. And when I got to the 4th grade, the teacher introduced, we had 2 grades in one room, 3rd grade, 4th grade. So the 4th grade side was learning a new concept in math. Well, I struggled. I struggled with it. It wasn't something that came naturally to me. That part of my brain didn't work very well. And I had a lot of anxiety. So I picked up my book and I went up to the teacher's desk and I set my book on her desk and I said, I don't know how to do this. And she raised up her fist like this and brought it down on her desk, slammed her desk. And she said, yes, you do know how to do this. You pick your book up and go back to your desk and do it. And in that moment, first of all, I couldn't believe that. I was shocked. I was humiliated. I was embarrassed. And I picked my book up in that sense of feeling, and I walked back to my desk and sat down, and I looked around me, and everybody's doing their math. And I didn't know how to do it. And I sat there until that math session ended. I sat there with this anxiety and humiliation, and embarrassment, shame, and feelings of inadequacy. It was intense, really intense. And in that moment, I created that I wasn't smart. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't capable. And there was something wrong with me. And from that moment on, I stopped trying. I stopped being engaged in school. I saw myself as someone who couldn't learn. I stopped trying. I stopped caring about school. I had awful grades throughout the rest of grade school. I had D's and F's in high school. I did nothing. I never opened a book. I never attempted to make any difference for myself. I went to college in the first semester of college. I don't know how I got in. That was back in the day when you can get into college with all D's and F's, right? First semester of college, I got a 0.8 my first semester. If anyone know, you all know, right? A 4.0 is an A. I got a 0.8. That was my first semester average. Second semester I came back and I did well, and then I sabotaged myself and I left college. Because, doing well wasn't part of who I thought I was, who I saw myself as. So I got married, I raised a family, I went back to school later on, and eventually got an associate's degree in my 40s. The first test came, and I went to take the test, and I said on the way out the door, I said, I'm going to fail this test, and I'm going to drop this class. I was excited. But what I want you to get is that thought, I can't do it. I can't do it. Right, Lynette?
Yes.
I can't do it. 40 years I spent holding myself back because I thought I couldn't do it. That's a long time, and that's a lot of cost. So what that drove is what? Anxiety and feelings, right? Anxiety, fear. What else? Sorry?
Doubt.
Doubt. Yes, feelings of doubt. Doubt. Anything else? Feelings? Feelings that it drove?
Anger, sadness.
Anger. Yes. Anger, sadness.
Insecurity.
Yeah. Unworthiness. Right. And what was the behavior? How did I manage it? What was the behavior? Avoidance. Avoidance. Yes. Self-sabotage. What else?
Depression.
Depression. What else? Look at. I drank alcohol. I drank a lot of alcohol. I was in dysfunctional, abusive relationships. Look, this is all in alignment with that I'm not good enough. I can't do it. All of it. Everything I did. I got simple jobs. I drove a school bus. That was my job. I drove a school bus. When I was a teacher's aide at school. Not to say there's anything wrong with that. There isn't. But I was capable of more than that, and I held myself back. I held myself back. So I played small. And all this drove, I can't do it. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. So this is where I spent 40 years right here. Right there. And I'm clear, very clear about, there's no doubt about that I did that. Clearly I did do that. Clearly I did this. My whole life was about that. I raised my kids that way. Underneath the umbrella of that I'm not good enough. But they still address me on that one. So, this is what we did this weekend, right? Is looking at how that occurred. How did I create that? What occurred in that moment? That fist came down the desk, and my teacher yelled at me, and I was left to manage that by myself. I just shut it off. I just said, I'm not. And I didn't want to feel that again. I never wanted to be a situation where I was going to actually feel that again. All that, all of it, the shame and the guilt and the anxiety and the rejection and all those feelings all at once. Humiliation, helplessness, hopelessness, hopeless. And at that desk with all those kids around me doing that math, and I couldn't do it. Well, I could, but I didn't know that. And I look at what I've done in 18 years, it's like a fucking lifetime for me. Like I have a whole new life. I have a whole different, my life is different. Internally, first of all, first and foremost, in me is different. And that's created something different out here for me. I went back to school, I got my degree, my master's degree. I worked in Maryland, Washington area for 3 or 4 years. Don't wait. Don't wait, people. Get your life. Make it happen. Stay with it. Move through it. Push yourself. Push yourself. Push yourself into the fear of what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to look this way. Fuck what it's supposed to look like. Make it way bigger than that. Way bigger. Way bigger. Okay, that's my share.